For the better part of the week, President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua had given Kenyans the impression that they will be part and parcel of the dignitaries at Professor George Magoha's burial ceremony in Game, Siaya County. But he was conspicuously missing today when Raila Amolo Odinga, the former Prime Minister, and the former President of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, took charge of the entire event. I also saw the former Interior Cabinet, Fredrick Otieno. Ladies and gentlemen, why do you think the President decided to miss this long-awaited occasion? Because many political pundits, Kenyans, and all the experts wanted to see how the three of them share one podium. I want us to look at very quickly the reasons that might have informed President William Ruto to be conspicuously missing in that occasion, and I'll be very short. Number one was the choice of the master of ceremony. Raphael Tuju had been appointed by the family to lead that occasion, and you all know what that means. Raphael Tuju is one person who kicked out William Ruto from the Jubilee Party. He was the former Secretary General. He is one person who has alleged that Wafula Chebukati, Boya Molu, and Abdi Gulie went to his house at night demanding for bribes so that they could be bought to give Raila Amolo Odinga victory. But Tuju refused, and Tuju has occasionally said that the IEBC was full of auctioneers. And remember, at the height of the presidential controversy is the issue of Wafula Chebukati demanding bribes, while William Ruto on his side is saying that Wafula Chebukati was facing intimidation, and at some point the former president Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to kill him, abduct him, to ensure that Raila is given victory. So you can imagine if Raphael Tuju was the one who had been appointed to become the MC. Recently, when the former president heard of the death of Professor George Magoha, he instructed Raphael Tuju together with the former Interior CS Okengo Matiang'i to form a burial committee to ensure that they give a befitting send-off to their former colleague. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you can read in between the lines and you will understand that the stage had been set to humiliate William Samoei Ruto. So this is one of the reasons why he decided that instead of facing the humiliation, he would rather miss. The second one was the fear of retaliation. Why? You've seen the president in his kind of political mischief. Yesterday, he had a hand in the attempted ouster of the Secretary General of Jubilee, Jeremiah Kioni. The 30 MPs who had met President Ruto in State House yesterday met in a Jubilee parliamentary group where they decided that they were kicking out the Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni, the Vice Chairman David Murathe, and the Jubilee Treasurer. And they replaced in those positions those who are allied to William Ruto. In fact, it had been reported that William Ruto was trying to take over Jubilee for himself. The same way he was kicked out, he wanted now to take over. And this really vexed the former president, and I think the battle line has been drawn. 2 days before this occasion, the president had met 9 elected members of parliament from Nyanza, the very backyard of Raila Amolo Odinga. And they pledged to work with the president at a time when Raila Odinga is leading Azimio group and saying that they don't recognize the legitimacy of President William Ruto. But these members of parliament are saying that we must accept that William Ruto is the president and we must move on. In a PG meeting in Machakos, Jalango was denied entry and he was actually kicked out, and a process has begun to kick and expel all the 9 members who attended a State House meeting. So you can imagine the 2 of them were going to be there after the mess. And then the last one is Okengo Matiang'i. In the dead of the night, William Ruto charged over 200 elite squad of the GSU wing to go and apprehend Fredrick Otieno. What intimidation? I believe that home has a family, the wife, the children. It took the intervention of the Azimio Brigade, because the lead lawyer, Danstan Omari, is the first whistleblower I have ever seen. Within no second, they spread this in social media and all the mainstream media, and Citizen broke this news that some policemen were surrounding the current home of Fred Matiang'i and they wanted to arrest him. The attempts were thwarted. So, ladies and gentlemen, President William Ruto was going to meet the Jubilee Party owner, Uhuru Kenyatta. He was going to meet the ODM chairman, or the patron of the ODM, Raila Amolo Odinga, and he was going to meet Okengo Matiang'i. Your guess is as good as mine. All this, the stage had been set, and he was going to be really humiliated, because it seems that the family was working with Fred Matiang'i, Raphael Tuju, Raila Odinga, and Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Remember, Raphael Tuju indicated that he was not only there as a former colleague, but as a cousin in that home. That is what he said. You see, as a master of ceremony, you've got the right. You can imagine if Raphael Tuju decided that maybe Rigathi Gachagua would speak, invite the president before Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta speak. And you understand that who speaks last will have the opportunity to neutralize everything that has been said before him. So this stage had been set, and this is the reason why I support the president for missing the out on the occasion, because he was really going to be humiliated. The third one is the reception. If you look at the reception of the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, I'm telling you, there was love between Uhuru and the Nyanza people. He was actually given a standing ovation, and the mourners were cheering him in.
And for those who may be seated at the back and wonder why the excitement, His Excellency, the fourth President of the Republic of Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta, is here.
Ever since Uhuru Kenyatta had a handshake with his brother Raila Amolo Odinga, he has endeared himself to those people. They like and they love him, and because of the sympathy that William Ruto is trying to wreck him. You remember just the other day he was being accused of evading taxes, and they had scaled down his security. So he was coming to Nyanza as a friend who is being threatened by President William Samoei Ruto. Raila Odinga, whether it is a coincidence or something that was choreographed, arrived when the CS of Education was speaking, Ezekiel Machogu, and he brought the event to a standstill. Everyone went to meet Raila Amolo Odinga. In fact, at some point, I saw the security of Uhuru Kenyatta taking charge. They formed a ring around him because there was confusion.
Jesus, you'll be my number one. You are my number one. I am proud to.
So you can imagine if President William Ruto was there, and then people are giving a cold reception to the president, but when Raila Odinga or Uhuru Kenyatta arrives, they are in jubilation, they are cheering. All this was just set up for humiliation, and I think he was acting on an intelligent report. He knew it was not going to be very easy. The speeches were also going to form part of humiliation, because the former president Uhuru Kenyatta actually ensured that he mentioned that Raila Amolo Odinga is his party leader.
Today's celebration, Mama Dr. Barbara Magoha, your wonderful son Dr. Michael and his wife, the extended
Magoha family, my brother, my friend, my party leader, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga,
just to put the record straight at a time when they are saying that, you know, Jubilee is leaving Azimio. He wanted to put the record straight that Raila Amolo Odinga is his leader, is still his presidential choice, and this was going to humiliate William Samoei Ruto, because they are saying they don't recognize him as the president. The last one, ladies and gentlemen, is that whenever president appears in a function, that function now is elevated to a presidential occasion. They kind of take over. This was not going to be very easy, because the family, by choosing Raphael Tuju, had indicated that they never wanted the takeover by the president. And you remember there was a burial committee that was being headed by Fred Matiang'i. So if the president had gone there and maybe they wanted to take over the process, it was not going to be very easy. So he decided that instead of setting up an altercation between two rival camps, there is no need. He would rather sit down and watch, because he decided instead to go and close the Governors Summit meeting that was happening in Nakuru, just to ensure that he's got something to do. He decided instead to send representative, and there was the Interior Permanent Secretary, Mr. Omolo. There was Fred Machogu, the Minister, the Cabinet Secretary in the Office of Education. He decided that he is represented by those who come from Nyanza, so that should there be anything, blood is always thicker than water. Do you think the president did a good thing by missing out on the occasion? If you ask me, it was good, because it was to avoid any humiliation, and he let Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta take charge, and they stole the show. I don't know what you think. Share with me in the comment section. Again, if you're watching for the first time, kindly support the channel, subscribe, click the notification bell, and like our videos.